Good morning, NACA. Today is Wednesday, October 20th, and today I am so excited that we did have some friends volunteer to do the pledge. So please stand while Adik and Rithvik recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, boys. That was awesome. I know there was a couple more volunteers, so make sure you check out the announcements the next few weeks, but there are still a lot more weeks of school. So be sure, if you would like to do the announcements, to check out the form on our website so you can record yourself doing the announcements, and then you will be featured on one of these Wednesdays. Okay, some pretty cool national days today. Now, I don't know if any of you've seen this movie because when this movie, the first movie came out, I was only 1 year old, but me and Addie just watched it a few weeks ago. And it actually was pretty cool. And actually they made 3 movies from it, but it is actually National Back to the Future Day. And it was all about time travel. So I want you, if you have a second today, you can kind of check out that trailer, ask one of your grown-ups in your house if they ever saw the movie Back to the Future. And there are some things that Back to the Future predicted back in 1985. So although most of the futuristic details in the movie have not come true, it did include communication similar to FaceTime, voice recognition, and thumbprint technology, which are all things that you pretty much do on your iPad, which is pretty cool. It is also National Apple Day. So make sure you eat an apple today. And so that leads to our Wonderopolis. So remember, you can go to wonderopolis.com and type in, can a doctor a day really keep the doctor, excuse me, can an apple a day really keep the doctor away? So check that out. I'd love to see what you find out. All right, boys and girls, we have a ton of announcements. So a big one coming up is our consumable pickup for October. So it is so super important that you remind the grown-ups in your house that our consumable pickup is Wednesday, October 28th. It will be at McKnight Elementary from 9:30 to I think 11:30 will be for grades 3 through 5. And then in the afternoon will be grades K through 2. Now, if you have a brother that's in 1st grade and you might be in 3rd grade, you can definitely still come together at the best time that works for your family. But we have some really fun things happening during this time. And again, we will be practicing social distancing, wearing a mask. It'll be an in and out process. But in that, we'd love to see you with your costumes. We are also hosting a food drive. So we will be collecting non-perishables and items, non-perishable items and canned goods. So please bring those in. They will be donated to a local food pantry. So many of you reached out on ways that we can help support our community, and we thought this would be a great way for you to easily drop off one of these items during our food drive. Something else we are asking everyone to do, and this was in our newsletter on Friday, but if you can print and color and decorate the leaf, and here is a picture of the leaf. To represent you. We will be creating trees throughout the district representing each of us, our differences, and even though we may not all be together, we are still connected under one tree. Remember also that day will be an asynchronous instruction day. Boys and girls, if you are going back to your home building, that means for the second 9 weeks, you are not returning to NACA, and you might be going back to McKnight or Franklin or Marshall or Peebles. You hear Gary, he's pretty excited this morning. If you're going back to one of those schools, then you necessarily do not need to come to pick up because you would be getting your items when you go back to school. But an important reminder, when you go back to school, it is important that you bring your Go Math books. If you are in K through 2, your social studies book, as well as any other materials that you got for the whole entire year. You will need those items when you return to school. All right, going through these announcements here. Okay, again, we are super excited for our first ever virtual Halloween parade. So be sure to go on the NACA website and you can submit your picture of you in your Halloween costume. Also, Mrs. Tomczak and Mrs. Howell have been working so hard with all the home librarians for book fair opportunities for you. And they also have a pumpkin challenge for you to check out. Pumpkin, I think there was rocks that you can do, all based upon a favorite character in your book. I loved looking at these last night. Check out a few of my favorites. Thanks, guys. All right, now this is our first ever. We have a couple NACA book reviews. So check out these reviews from Anastasia and Elise.
Hello, my name is Anastasia. I love the book called The Inventions of Hugo Cabret. I like this book because I love the pictures. If you like clocks and thieves, you will really like this book. This book is also an Caldecott winner.
Oh, hi. I didn't see that. I was just reading one of the books from my favorite book series. This is I Survived, written by Lauren Tersh. I'm in the middle of reading The Attack of September 11th. I'm done reading The Titanic, and I'm also done reading The Gettysburg. I'm going to start reading soon The American Revolution. I like this book series because it tells me things in the world that happened, and if they ever do happen, I know how to survive them, protect myself. And also, I love doing this because reading is good for you, and learning about things that happened in the past is also good for you. My neighbor and my dad know so much about this, just in case if I ever want to have a question, they can always answer one. It's fun to have a dad and a neighbor who can tell me things and explain a little more, because books don't always have the answers. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Thanks, girls. I will definitely be checking those books out. As we're on the topic of books, make sure you check out our website or our Facebook page. Mrs. Shook will be reading Room on the Broom, which is one of my favorite fall or Halloween books. Even a witch can find kindness in her heart to share her broom. All right, here's one of our favorite episodes. Dr. McGahee, what do you have up your sleeve today?
Schoolwork's done for the day. Time for a popsicle. Oh, blue. What is a house's favorite piece of clothing? Address. Address. Oh. Dress. A dress.
Dr. McGahee, who would have thought you were so funny? And we have another tuck update from Mr. Ward.
Hey friends, today I want to show you how to do some more in-depth editing on Google Slides. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up a Google slide. And as you can see here, whoops, here's a Google slide that I have. And if I go up here to the plus sign, it doesn't really give me much that I can change. There's really no way to add transitions. There's no way to add, more fun, I guess, to the video or to the presentation. So what I do is I go up to these three dots. I come down to where it says share and export. I come up to the share link and I turn that on. And then what I do, now you can see it's ready to turn on. Oh, and it's been copied. But what we're going to do is, again, let's just come up here. We're going to hit share and export again. We're going to copy the link. All right, so I copied the link. Now I'm going to hit the home button. I'm going to come back to Safari. I'm going to paste my link right up here. Paste and go. And it takes me to my presentation. Now what's great is, look at all of the other features that I have to be able to edit. And this is being done in Safari. So like I can do transitions, I can do a theme, I can change the layouts, I can add pictures and text boxes, I can arrange things. There's so much more editing that I can do in Safari than I can in the app. So that's how you can do it and make those fun changes using Safari instead of the app. And that's how you get from the app to Safari. Now remember, it's Google. So whenever I close out of this by hitting the home button, or I even tap and swipe up and close that tab, okay, that information is still saved within Google. I hope this video has been
very cool. Thanks, Mr. Ward. I'll be definitely adding those to my Google Slides. So boys and girls, in October and November, we are focusing on self-management. Before we talk about today's focus, last week we talked about motivation and self-discipline. Mrs. Stein's class made this video highlighting what motivates and drives them to learn. Thank you, Mrs. Stein's class. That was awesome. All right, boys and girls, today we are going to talk about stress management. And I was thinking about this, and I think especially since the pandemic and now the holiday season might be coming. There's lots of things that is stressing out the grown-ups probably around you and maybe even stressing you out. But I wanted to ask Addie, what is stress?
Addie, what does stressed out mean?
And then you're going like, Addie, clean up.
What? That's what I look like when I'm stressed out? Gary, do you agree with that?
I really don't act like that, just so you know. I never act like that. I don't know if your grown-ups in your house act like that, but not me. I don't know what she was talking about. But I thought it's important before we learn how to manage stress for you to best understand what stress is.
I'm the heart-to-heart kid, and I've got nothing on my mind. Give me a second. There we go. Seriously, let's talk about something near and dear to your heart. Toenail fungus. Just kidding. I'm talking about stress. Now, there's good stress, like what you feel when you try something new or fall in love. Yuck! Or a workout. You feel excited, motivated, and enthusiastic. Bad stress is stuff like feeling overwhelmed. At work, or at school, or from dealing with a sick loved one, or from getting dumped. You might feel exhausted, unhappy, and just seriously out of sorts. A little stress won't hurt you, but if you're stressed a lot or over a long period of time, it's important to find healthy ways to deal with it. Stress can raise your blood pressure. Stress can lead to doing unhealthy stuff like smoking, drinking, overeating, or laying on the couch for hours at a time trying to forget your problems. Anyway, there are lots of things you can do about stress. Take a break to go for a walk or a run. Take deep breaths, eat a healthy diet, and make sure you get enough sleep. I mean, try yoga. It's super relaxing. The point is, there's a lot you can do to reduce stress. Reducing your stress can lower your blood pressure and reduce the urge to yell at the dog for no good reason. Ah! Look, if you're really stressed and can't cope with it, consider getting some advice from your doctor. Life's too wonderful to get all miserable from stress. Learn to relax. Aren't you glad we have this little heart-to-heart? Until next time, breathe.
So, stress is a good thing, but too much of it is not being able to manage it can be a problem. So today we will be learning about ways that we can manage our stress, may even help the grown-ups in your house to avoid them looking like this. All right, guys, have a great Wednesday and make sure you take some deep breaths while you manage your stress. Bye, Naka.